Thank you, everybody. Just wanted to update you on the latest numbers in the state of California. We'll walk through a little bit of what's going on down in Oakland as it relates to the Grand Princess, talk about some of the new guidelines and protocols we've advanced with our school districts and employers, talk a little bit more about testing and where we are as a state, and answer any questions that you have. The current number of positive Californians totals 157. That number is 24 more than it was just yesterday, roughly 15% greater. We currently, as you have all reported, we had our second COVID-19 related death in the state of California, in Santa Clara County. First one, of course, a number of days ago in Placer County. We still are monitoring the 1,540 individuals that came off the Grand Princess after its first voyage down to Mexico, back to San Francisco. 12 individuals of those 1,540 have been identified as positive. It's important to note, as it relates to that cohort, that they are now past that 14-day period. That is not in and of itself reassuring, but it gives you a sense of how we, from an epidemiology perspective, looking to monitor those individuals. Speaking of monitoring, we are still monitoring 10,300 individuals that came in on commercial flights throughout the state of California in 49 health jurisdictions. That's broad strokes. As you know, yesterday, some 407 passengers came off the Grand Princess. 149 Californians went up to Travis Air Force Base. We had a number of others that were repatriated in Canada, some 232 Canadians. Of those 407, we had 26 individuals that went to regional hospitals in 6 different counties in the state. What was encouraging is not all of them needed hospital care, and a number of them are now being located to appropriate sites that are being secured. Those sites include hotels and motels throughout the state. I can talk more about where those are located, talk to you about the protocols and procedures related to how we are organizing those resources and those individuals. But that is broad strokes what happened yesterday. As of 1 o'clock today, we have been successful in moving 269 additional individuals off the Grand Princess. 171 came in 4 buses up to Travis, and 3 buses were assembled and brought to the tarmac for a flight, or maybe multiple. We're figuring out the exact logistics. Those flights have not taken off, but there are 98 individuals that will be heading to Laughlin in Texas. So 269 as of 1:03 this afternoon are off the boat. We continue the protocols and process to get the rest of Californians off with priority. Of course, the most acute first, Californians second, and non-Californians that will be secured either in Laughlin or in Dobbins Air Force Base in Georgia, or on our own Air Force bases as needed as they're processed into potentially 24 states. I'll remind you, we have 54 countries represented on the boat, and that includes the crew, 24 states represented on that ship. So from a logistics perspective, what they're trying to do is send people closer, to the extent possible, to their home state, and that's why the determination between Texas and or Georgia is being considered. Texas, I think, is softening its position. I'm certainly hopeful of that, and one can confirm that, but we're told they're softening a little bit on just taking Texas residents. Certainly our point of view that as Americans, we all should do our fair share, and I'm grateful that Laughlin is being opened up in Texas, but we hope they can broaden to help with the logistical operation here in the state of California to ease our efforts in the state. So that's currently where we are in the Grand Princess, and again, I'm happy to answer detailed questions about where we hope to be going over the course of the next number of hours, through the rest of the day, and over the course of the next day or two of that operation. But first, I want to go through a number of other issues. Testing is top of mind in the state of California. We've tested 1,075 individuals as of this morning. We have currently in our 18 labs, we currently have 18 labs that are processing tests throughout the state of California. We have 7,675 tests that are available throughout that system. We have a 19th lab that just received the test but hasn't begun the process of those diagnostics, but will be shortly. In addition to that, as it's been reported, we have our first commercial testing that now is taking place in the state of California. Quest in San Juan Capistrano conducted roughly 100 tests yesterday. They have the capacity to do substantially more and will over the course of the next days and weeks. Just that lab alone, that Quest lab, we estimate some 1,200 tests can be processed. But that is one of 3 labs that Quest will be operating in the state of California. I think West Hills was another one of the labs that will be coming online, and Sacramento lab, Quest lab, will also be coming online. When those 2 labs come online, in addition to San Juan Capistrano and the 1,200 tests they can process there, we will have the capacity on a daily basis, just in Quest commercial support in the state of California, to process in excess of 5,000 tests on a daily basis. As much as 5,500, but in that range, 5,000 to 5,500. Those other 2 labs, the other 2 Quest labs, we anticipate being open in a few weeks. We have a rough estimate of March 24th, but I want to just caution you that we have a rough estimate of March 24th. They have automation capacity that requires support, and I don't want to get in too many details here, but they've got to get some support from Roche, another manufacturer. Once they get approvals, they will be able to package these fully automated labs, and we believe, again, that will be happening by March 24th. So by roughly March 24th, we'll have the capacity to test over 5,000 individuals just in those labs. If that indeed occurs, and we are within that, we certainly have that expectation, that will allow us to conduct differently our lab diagnostics and testing, where we'll do more complicated tests and we'll do more community surveillance. We'll begin to shift that burden a little bit from our own labs and broaden that burden to our commercial private partners as well as our hospitals. And it should be noted that currently 2 hospitals in the state system are doing their own tests. And we anticipate over the course of the next few days, some of our academic medical institutions will also be conducting tests. So I'll repeat. You've got our state labs, 18 that are currently conducting tests, 7,675 tests within that system. You have 2 hospitals in the state that are currently conducting tests, and we have Quest that is conducting tests at 1 lab, San Juan Capistrano, and will be expanding their capacity as the hospital system will expand theirs as well.